Hi creative friends, this is Soraya and thank you so much for being here. So I'm going to dive into this portrait on my black paper and I will be the first one to say that I have absolutely no idea what I am doing, okay? This is extremely difficult for me, but I just want to say that working in this way, whether it's on black paper or any other colored ground, is one of the strongest tools that we can have as artists to push ourselves to learn about a myriad of things, from color theory to your visual language to the just the how can I put this, the way that color plays a just a strong role in how we proceed. And it is all relative. So it's all very well and good to say, okay, I have a fairly good understanding of the color wheel, and I know my primaries, I know my complementaries, I know my this, that, and the other, okay? And I'm working on white paper. Now, for me to work on colored ground, it could be black, it could be, this orange that I don't like, or any other colored ground. It's a completely different level of understanding and difficulty to now incorporate what I know about the color wheel, and my very basic understanding of color theory, because it is a lifelong commitment. When you look at artists like Degas and Cézanne and Van Gogh, and I could go on and on and on, they were obsessed, I tell you, with color. Van Gogh went so far as to try like 4 and 5 and 6 and 10 and 20 and 30 different kinds of blacks, because he wanted the purest, the most complicated, the darkest, the richest, on and on and on. I went to see an exhibition of Van Gogh, and they went into great detail. Thankfully, I was so grateful to get that little window into his mind and his creative process. And he talked about it a lot in his letters to Theo. I think there's over like 1,000 letters that Van Gogh wrote to Theo, thankfully. And he obsessed about, say the color blue at dawn, in a certain light, in this kind of weather. I mean, when you look at Monet, when you look at like all the great artists, they devoted their entire lives to studying color. So as much as I try to learn about color, I am like just a beginner, baby beginner. So even my very beginning understanding of color, it all gets put to the test when I am working on a colored ground, especially black. Black is very challenging for me in particular. But anyways, you guys, I'm babbling on. But basically, you guys, I am going to learn as I go along. Now with this over here, I was working very quickly. I did do like a speeded up kind of a short, a time lapse, and I was working really quickly so I wouldn't like overthink things. That being said, I wish I would have left more of the black paper. So basically, I'm going to kind of put this over here, and I'm going to kind of use this as a guide so I don't cover up too much of the black. So this is kind of like helping me. I did not have like a painting like this when I was doing my time lapse. So I am going to put this over here just so I can kind of say, oh, I want to keep some of this, the blacks over here. I want to keep the darks over here. So basically, if this was white paper, I would go in and put my dark, like my indigo or my, even my ink or whatever. I would put it for the dark recessed areas, but I'm going to use this paper as my dark areas. So that means I have to think in reverse. So I have to keep them. I can't cover them up. And that's what I mean when I say I have to think in reverse. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put some of my tea-stained dictionary pages for the parts that are going to be like protrude from the face, because I already have the parts that are like recessed, which is the black of the paper. So I'm gonna like the parts that are, you know, like say, you know, underneath the eye, like that bone over there, the cheekbone, like that would be, you know, an area that would kind of stick out. The nose. So see like that, see like over here. So there we go. So I'm gonna put this over here. And the part of the forehead that would protrude. So think of your face as a sphere. It is a sphere. So think of it like get an apple or an orange or something like that, and then look at the parts that you can actually, you know, a good thing to do is if you have a balloon, and then you can actually draw very, like, you know, a very rudimentary kind of like eyes and a nose and whatever. And then look at the parts that are going to like protrude a little bit. Or actually, you know what, you guys, you can even just use your finger, use your own finger on your own face and like just go over your face, and the parts that like protrude, that's the parts I'm putting my collage on. So now let me see here. Okay, so I'm gonna put some collage over here because this is a part of the neck that is going to have a little bit more light, and the other part is going to be a little bit more in the shadows. So this part over here, I'm gonna retain the black. And I just have to say, you guys, that me talking, it's really strange, but me talking while I am making this video, this particular video, not all my videos, but this particular video with the black paper is harder. It's really weird. I don't know if it's like a part of my brain, like if using this black paper is engaging a specific part of my brain, but I'm finding like talking like is a little bit harder while I'm thinking about reversing all my actions. It's really kind of interesting. But you know, I'm just gonna go with it. And when I did the other one and I made a time lapse, I wasn't talking, so it was difficult, but a little bit easier. I hope I'm making sense with what I'm saying. It's just really interesting to me how it's like my words are getting stuck or something. It's just so strange. Okay, so I am gonna put this collage over here. So these are the parts that are gonna protrude. Now the parts like say over here, you know, the part like with the hairline, see like right here, the hairline, you know, parts of the hair, like see over here, and the eyes, I'm gonna leave that black because I want to use the black of the paper more than I did with this one. I covered too much of the black paper in the portrait I just showed you. So see, the part under the lips is going to be like darker, but then let's see which part. See, there's like a little part over here that kind of juts out, so that is going to be, I'm going to use my collage over there. Yeah, you guys, so working on colored ground is just, it's just like, it's sink or swim. Like it's going to be really frustrating probably, but you're going to really push yourself and you are going to learn so much. It's really going to be incredible. And what I find is that when I work, just say I'm working on this, you know, black ground here, it's really, really frustrating. And when I'm done this, I may be like, oh my God, like, I don't like any of it. It's just, this is so frustrating and whatever. And I don't learn those lessons right away. It may take me weeks or months before I go, I'm working on something completely different. And then I'm like, oh, and then I get the lesson and I'll use what I learned here in whatever, you know, I'm working on. And I look at like working like this on colored ground I look at it as just a great learning tool. It's kind of like me working in Connie Solera's Painting the Feminine book, or, you know, the Chagall children's book, or whatever, like where I'm incorporating the page into my art. It's really challenging and frustrating and a huge learning curve. And even though I don't learn those lessons right then, I do eventually learn the lessons. And everything that, like, everything I'm learning here, it's going to show itself down the road. So I'm going to put some tea bags, which I don't know. Did I put I don't know if I put tea bags in. I don't know if I put tea bags in this other portrait here, but that's okay. I'm going to put tea bags here. So I'm going to leave all of this with the dark because I do want that to kind of show through. And there we go. Okay, so I kept all that black, and I mean, I can always cover up stuff later. I don't want to cover it up now. I'm gonna leave all of this. I'm gonna leave the background black. I'm gonna leave all of that. And what I am gonna do is, I think I need to put a little bit more, actually. I need to build this up a little bit more here. And here we go. Okay, now let me see, should I put some of this ink here? Like I said, you guys, please bear with me. I really honestly don't know what I'm doing, but I think that's also kind of a good thing, maybe, like, you know, beginner's mind. Maybe it's gonna, you know, allow me to see things in a different way. So I'm gonna drop some of this Liquitex ink here, just because I want some color. Just add a little bit of color here. And it's starting to kind of take shape a little bit, you know? I mean, yeah, it looks a bit, you know, looks very basic, but it does have some kind of primitive beauty to it, I think. I'm also going to do another video series, you guys, where I work on that hideous orange. And I shouldn't call it the hideous orange, but I really do hate it. It's almost like, it's just such a icky color to me. I just don't, I don't like it. But I think I am going to do a series where I don't cheat, because the other one, I did cheat, because I put a whole dictionary page on top of it rather than incorporating that orange into my portrait. So I think I'm going to do another one where I don't cheat, and I'll videotape it, so I kind of hold myself accountable, so I won't go in and put the dictionary page on there. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it like this, and I'm gonna bring it up closer. So as you can see, it looks very, like, you know, choppy, I guess, like kind of sculptural. There is a beauty to it. There's stuff I enjoy about it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just You guys, these Stabilos are magic for real. So, yeah, I'm just gonna see, like, it looks like very sculptural. I kind of like it. Like, it kind of looks like an African mask or an African statue. I'm really digging it. Okay, you guys, so if you watched all the way to the end, thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.